Well, hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we will be making my famous Buddha bowl recipe. So many of my friends have been asking me, Kelsey, please, how do I make this? I made it for them and they just wanted to be able to make it. We live far from each other. So now today, the world will know my famous Buddha bowl recipe. But without further ado, let's get looking at the ingredients and the utensils we'll need. Alright y'all, so for the vegetables, we'll need either regular Yukon potatoes or sweet potatoes. Today I'm using sweet potatoes for a little bit of extra nutrients. We're going to need some carrots. I have a variety of mushrooms here. I live in Michigan, so these are local, which is good for me. I have onion, ginger. Here are my aromatics, ginger, garlic, and onion. I have cauliflower and broccoli. Doesn't matter if it's frozen or fresh. Both will work perfectly fine. So that's it for the vegetables. What we'll need for the dish here. A Buddha bowl also has grains or some type of leafy green at the bottom. Today we're going to be using quinoa, and we're going to make some homemade stock of some vegetable scraps that I've been accumulating. We're going to make some homemade stock for the quinoa today. For the top of the Buddha bowl, just so that you're aware, we're going to be making a sauce. It's a tahini, maple, lemon, water, and garlic sauce. It's really delicious. So we're gonna need some spices as well. Of course, the base of anything, we're gonna roast the vegetables in the oven. We're gonna need some oil. So I have some organic extra virgin olive oil. This is a good priced olive oil. I get it at Whole Foods. It's really good. It's a Buddha bowl, and for my recipe, I really love curry as like the main forward flavor of the dish. So we're gonna need curry. This one's a spicy one. If I run out of this one, I'll use the other one I have in the cabinet. I always put some turmeric with anything I put curry seasoning in. I also always put paprika in anything I put curry in, and I will always put a tiny bit of cumin in anything I use curry with, and crushed red pepper for the spice. Coriander is actually gonna go in the quinoa. Salt, pepper, Italian seasonings, because we need the herbs. Typically I would use fresh herbs, but right now I don't have a lot of herbs growing. I have basil and parsley and oregano, but that's it. So I like a good mix. I like thyme and rosemary a lot, so we're just going to use the dried herbs today. And I always use an extra rosemary on the side, a hint of cinnamon, and an extra little hint of nutmeg. And I have some hemp seeds in here that we will use. So yeah, that's all the ingredients we will need. Some utensils and things we'll need. We're gonna need a big cutting board, which is down below. We're gonna need a knife to cut everything, a spoon to peel the ginger with, a bowl to mix all the spices and oil onto the vegetables. Right here I have a glass pan we're gonna make the vegetables in, and also a sheet pan that we're gonna use for roasting the vegetables, as well as a sifter to rinse the quinoa before we use it, and then we're gonna need a spatula to serve later, and then a little cup to measure the quinoa, and then we're gonna use this to store this glass jar to store the sauce, the tahini maple lemon sauce. And then we're gonna need also this colander, this strainer, to wash off the potatoes and the carrots and the mushrooms. Also, I have this grater. I was gonna try to use this with the ginger to kind of get it fine. You can chop it just like the garlic, but I figured why not try to use that. So we're gonna do that today, but you're also gonna need some type of rice cooker or a pot to cook the quinoa in. So y'all, without further ado, let's get prepping these vegetables and let's get moving on this dish. Alright, first y'all, we're gonna get the stock started because we're gonna need that to cook the quinoa. You can see inside it's all kinds of vegetable scraps in here. Broccoli, onions, jalapenos, herb stalks, all kinds of stuff in here, garlic. So we're just gonna get a lot of this put in here, and this will be a very flavorful stock. And later when we need to use this, we're just gonna strain it out. But we want a lot of flavor in it, so I'm gonna try to get some. Oh yeah, there's some bell pepper. This has been in the freezer, y'all. That's how I store it until I want to use it. It's got all kinds of stuff in here. It's gonna be super flavorful. All right, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna leave this out just because I'm gonna put any scraps that I have in here into that bag. I'm not gonna add any salt because I'm gonna add salt to the quinoa itself when it's in the pot. I'll have a better idea of how much I need when I'm looking at the quinoa. But we're probably not gonna need all of this stock, so I'm gonna store it in a container, whatever we don't need. But we're gonna get this boiling here, and then I'm gonna start prepping the veggies. All right, y'all, so what we wanna do is start prepping the sweet potatoes. We just gonna wash them pretty nicely. They're organic, so you don't need to worry about like pesticides or anything. More so just worried about like feces and other things from little critters roaming around the sweet potatoes as they grow, or in the soil where they grow. So just get these washed up really quick, and I'll see y'all in a second. Alright, the sweet potatoes are done, so now let's get the carrots all cleaned up. They're pretty clean, but I'm just going to give them a wash down just in case. I think we're going to use all of the carrots. We're going to recycle that bag with the bags. We got it on lock here, y'all. Don't worry about all the leftover stuff. I'm always going to make sure everything goes to good use. If it needs to be put in the garden or made into a stock, or, you know, packaging needs to be recycled. I hold myself pretty accountable for all of that kind of stuff because I love to eat the earth. I enjoy the earth, what the earth gives us in my meals, so I'm always looking for ways that I can be better, live better for the environment. But anyways, I'm going to finish cleaning up these carrots, and I'll see y'all in a minute. Alright, y'all, and we're going to need to measure up 1 cup of the quinoa. Alright, yeah, it's just about 1 cup. So what you want to always do when cooking quinoa is you want to rinse it first. Because quinoa can be pretty dirty. You want to get the dirt off of the quinoa so it doesn't have that dirt taste anymore. Because it will definitely have a dirt taste if you don't rinse it. But obviously you want to have something really fine mesh. If I were to try to use that strainer, most of the quinoa would just go through. So you want to have a sifter to be able to rinse your quinoa. And you can kind of like run your fingers through it to kind of make sure everything got thoroughly rinsed. And there's nothing wrong with infusing a little love in your quinoa along the way. Alright, that's pretty good. I hear the stock is boiling, so I'm going to check on that. Alright, so the stock is boiling now. I guess we'll need a wooden spoon as well, y'all, for the stock. to stir it. We really want all of the vegetables essence and flavor to go into the water. So we're going to keep boiling it. I think we could boil it for like 30 minutes and then it'll be stock. This will just give the quinoa a little bit of more flavor than just putting water. So we're just going to let this boil for a little while. Alright, and I can start getting some vegetables prepped here. Let's get chopping. Ooh, I love the look of these potatoes. Oh my god, I'm excited. I basically like to have all of the vegetables kind of similar sizes so that they cook, you know, pretty similar timing. So that's the general rule for it. Ooh, look at that potato. I got that potato from Whole Foods and wow, it looks amazing. I love it. So basically the idea I'm going for is just giving a chop to the vegetables that's similar. Even if it's a carrot, even if it's a potato, you know, we want everything to cook pretty evenly. So we want to get everything similar sizes. Alright, that's pretty good sizing here for the potatoes. So I'm just going to put them in the bowl. That's where we'll season all of the vegetables. But I'm going to go ahead and get all of these potatoes cut up and I'll see y'all in a few minutes. We got a lot of potatoes for the recipe, all chopped pretty similar size. Now let's get the carrots chopped up here. So one of my old friends told me this technique of chopping carrots that kind of allows you to get a similar sizing for the carrots. I'll show you again how I did that. So I do it like this way, then I flip around this way, then I flip around this way. I think it's a good texture for the carrots in the bowl in comparison to the potatoes. So I'm going to get the carrots all chopped up here and then I'll be right back with y'all. Alright y'all, we got the potatoes and the carrots all chopped up to similar sizes. I think the vegetable broth is pretty good now. So I'm going to get the vegetable broth off and strained out. So I just put the quinoa into the rice cooker pan and then I'm going to get the vegetables drained out now. So what I want to do is strain the vegetables into this sifter and then the vegetable broth into the cup below. This is very hot, so I'm going to be very careful. Whew, that looks amazing. So honestly, y'all, you can use these vegetable scraps now in your garden. So they don't have to go to waste now either. They can still go out in the garden and be used for compost. But before that happened, we got a really good batch of vegetable broth here. So we're going to use this to make the quinoa. We're going to get the quinoa started really quick. 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups of water. Well, perfect. We have two cups of our vegetable broth here. 2 cups of vegetable broth and 1 cup of quinoa. So we're just going to pour this right in. This is going to be delicious, guys. And we're going to put a little coriander in there. And a little bit of salt. Coriander. So just a little bit, y'all, not a lot. And y'all, also, I'm just going to give it a little taste to see how much salt it needs. Yeah, it needs salt. Ooh, but that's very flavorful. I like that. Probably that much would be good. So, I'm going to get the quinoa started. So that burner right there is still hot, so we're not going to move the cutting board just yet. So why don't we get the cauliflower and the broccoli into the bowl. This bowl is going to be so full, y'all. So now, y'all, we have broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, sweet potatoes. And we're going to want to get the onions prepped now, because they're also going to go right into the mix of vegetables there. Get all mixed up. Because the onions will provide a lot of flavor to the rest of the vegetables where they roast. Okay, so get it peeled back and slice the end off. And you got a naked raw onion. So let's do that again. Cut off this part a little bit, just so that we can get a handle on all of this. Pull it all back. And chop. And that's all going to go right into that same bag I'm keeping in the freezer for vegetable scraps to make more vegetable broth. So don't worry about that. It's not going to waste. It's going to be really flavorful for some rice or something else in the future. But yeah, let's get these onions started. I'm going to start by cutting it in half. And I want to see the layers of the onions. So, because I want long pieces of onion like this. So, I think I want to cut like in half again. And then just cut like that. Yeah, I think that will be good. Like pieces like this of onion. Yeah. So what I did is I just cut it and then I cut it again. And be careful with onions, guys. They do get slippery as heck. So just make sure your fingers are safe when chomping down, because onions can be pretty slippery. Anytime I've ever almost cut myself was like with onions, so be extra careful with them. Just be very present when you're using your knives. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to finish this last onion and I'll see y'all in a minute. Onions, carrots, sweet potatoes, cauliflower, broccoli, all prepped and in the bowl. Now we're gonna get the garlic ready. So we're gonna need to keep some of the garlic separate for the sauce, but we're gonna mince them all. There are some pretty easy ways to peel garlic all over the internet, but this is the way that I do it. Is I just press them down and they break, and then you can just peel off the exterior. You gotta make sure you give it a good crunch and then it'll pop open. But personally, anyone that knows me knows I love garlic. Garlic is my favorite aromatic by far, and I'm never gonna be light on the garlic. So if you're not like a super huge big fan of garlic, you know, you could put a little less in the recipe, but if you want to see the flavor profile of the dish as is, just follow right along, yo, because it's good stuff. This dish is so healthy for you. It's got a lot of protein. It's got healthy fats from the oil. All the spices are very good for you in terms of anti-inflammation, antibacterial from the herbs. The ginger is super good for boosting your immune system. Garlic is really good for boosting your immune system, and it kills bacteria in the body as well. So all this stuff is just absolutely wonderful for your health. So let's just keep this dish moving along. Alright y'all, so we got the garlic all peeled now. So what I'm going to do is just start mincing it. This is my favorite aromatic. And like I said, y'all, just be conscious of where your fingers are always. And if you're not good with a knife yet, just go slow at your own pace. I've been using this knife since 2019. Here, y'all, I'm just getting the garlic all minced up. This part's for the dish. I'm not going to put this in the bowl with the vegetables because I don't want it to burn. So what I'm going to do is, after I season all the vegetables, I'm going to put them on the trays. And then when I'm getting ready to put them in the oven, I'm just going to sprinkle the garlic on the top of the vegetables. And later on, when I mix the vegetables to get all the sides crispy and everything and cooked well, then the garlic will touch some of the bottom, but not the whole time in the oven. So I'm going to keep this separate out of the bowl. That's already finished for the dish itself. This part is just for the sauce here. But what I wanted to explain is the cutting technique I'm using now is actually somebody on like some kind of cooking channel taught me this. You keep the tip of the knife on the cutting board at all times, and what you want to do is grab it firmly here, handle, and then the knife itself, so you have proper control of the knife. And what you want to do is just slightly just keep moving it from the tip that's always on the cutting board. And what we want to do with this for the sauce is get it nice and minced up just like the other bits. So we don't really want like a chunky sauce. So we're going to get this minced up pretty well. And y'all, I didn't forget the mushrooms. We're gonna get to the mushrooms next. We need to wash them off and all of that. So, I just wanted to get all of the aromatics at least started. So, I want to get the garlic for the sauce pretty finely minced, just because I don't want big chunks of garlic in the sauce. So the more you chop, the finer it'll get. So just keep going at it if you're following along. It's pretty good for a sauce now, I would say. Alright, y'all. You want all that goodness right in the dish. So next I think we should get the mushrooms prepped. So what we're going to do is give them a quick wash, and then we'll get them into the bowl. So we're going to need the strainer again, get the water on. We can recycle this part, I believe. Yep, it is type 1. So this is the same as like a water bottle. But that top plastic part we cannot use. So yeah, so what we want to do is just rinse these off pretty good and put them on the cutting board so we can get ready to use them. Look at all these beautiful mushrooms, guys. I might just take this bottom part off here, but other than that, call it a day. These mushrooms look beautiful. Michigan grown, man, I love it. Like I said, I live in Michigan, so I think it's really cool that I was able to find at Whole Foods like locally grown mushrooms. That's pretty cool in my opinion. These are actually pretty clean, but I'm still giving them a quick rinse because I want to make sure they're all good to go. These look amazing. I'm so excited. I wish I knew what all these mushrooms were called. Have you all ever watched the documentary called Fantastic Fungi? It's truly amazing how important mushrooms are to our ecosystem. Now that the burner is cooled off, I'm going to use the whole space here now. So we got our garlic piles here. We're going to try to avoid those because they're all ready for the sauce and the dish itself. But I think these mushrooms here, the small ones, I'm just going to pull them apart and put them right into the bowl. They smell delicious. Typically I just use like baby bell mushrooms and just slice them. So you can really use whatever you want to use. I just thought I'd use this sampler here because I wanted to try some different mushrooms. Mushrooms have amazing benefits to our bodies, more than we really talk about. So I just wanted to give this pack a try since it was local and it had a lot of different kinds of mushrooms. So yeah, I'm going to split this mushroom just in half. It was a pretty big one. But these mushrooms smell amazing, y'all. Really excited for this dish. Look at this amazing mixture of vegetables. I'm so excited. Alright, so I actually learned this when I went to Chicago and had that feast of Indonesian food. He showed me how in Indonesian meals, they prep mushrooms. They don't cut them. They actually pull them apart. He said it was better for the texture. So we're going to do that in the dish today. We're just going to pull apart the mushroom bit by bit. But if you haven't seen that video, I'll put the card up in the corner so that you can see the video I'm talking about where I had an Indonesian feast. I had never had Indonesian food ever in my life until that day, and we had an Indonesian feast. My friend at the time, he's Indonesian, and he was meeting up with his friends he hadn't seen in a while. We went to Chicago to meet up with them, and he cooked this huge feast of all these different kinds of curry, broccoli curry, chicken curry. There was a lot of rice, sprouts, there was a mushroom dish. It was amazing. So yeah, that's where I learned this technique for prepping the mushrooms, and I had a lot of fun on that trip. So if you want to go check that video out, you might like it. So I'm basically just using my nails to like make a little part in it, and then I'm just pulling it apart. Like I said, y'all, this recipe has a lot of prep to it, but it's so delicious when it's done. It's definitely worth it. I'm so thankful I was able to buy all of these beautiful ingredients, these nutritious ingredients to make this dish and to share with y'all my recipe. I'm so excited for you to try it. Hopefully you're able to find some local ingredients as well. So next, all we have left to prep is the ginger. So I saw this trick before of like being able to skin the ginger. It smells so good already, just getting that little part revealed. So we're not going to need this whole thing, so let me separate this bit first. Yeah, so what you do is you just guide your spoon right along, and you just push, and it's a pretty simple and not dangerous way to peel your ginger, because sometimes the vegetable peeler can get pretty dangerous with your fingers on such small things, and a spoon is not sharp, so it's pretty good. I saw this on a cooking channel somewhere too, I think, on YouTube. And I'm just going to separate the garlic here so I can get the spots that still have skin on them. Here. And get this all prepped here. So there's some ginger. I'm so excited to make this, guys. I'm going to share some of this with some friends. I'm not sure who all exactly, but I have two of my friends in mind. My friend Ella, shout out you, and my friend Evie also. I think I'm going to bring her some. I didn't tell Evie about it, so it's going to be a surprise. But she loves food, so. And the only thing she is lactose intolerant, and this meal is vegan, so I'm excited. So I'm gonna do this one. Yeah, and be very careful with your fingers on these types of things, y'all. The chef at my work said on like Chopped and stuff, all those cooking shows, the mandolin, which this isn't technically a mandolin, but it's basically essentially the same thing. A mandolin's just flat. I'll put a picture in of a mandolin so you know what I'm talking about. Basically on Chopped and other cooking shows, a mandolin is like one of the most things people like hurt themselves on. So be very careful. No dish is worth your fingers, so be careful. That piece is pretty small now. This ginger smells amazing. But that's honestly a good amount of ginger. Ginger is a star in this dish, but ginger is super strong, so that's not saying that you need a lot of it. You don't need a lot of ginger because it's super strong. But since these bits were like too small for me to continue using that tool there, I'm just gonna give them a quick manual mince. I think that's a good amount of ginger, to be honest, because it's very strong. So I think that means that we're all prepped. We just need to get seasoning and yeah, perfect. So this bowl is pretty full. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the sauce in a bowl. And then mix it with them. I'll show y'all. I'm never shy on the oil, y'all will understand. That's probably a good amount. All right, black pepper. Black pepper, herbs. Rosemary. I like a little bit of extra rosemary. And like I've said in previous videos, y'all, I'd really use my intuition when I'm cooking. I work with these spices all the time, so I understand how strong they are and how I like the flavor profile. And I've cooked this specific recipe a long time as well. But I mostly just use my intuition in cooking this kind of stuff. So pepper, herbs, salt for all of these vegetables. That's probably good for now. And then curry powder. We're gonna need a lot of curry powder for this recipe. That's like the main flavor here. And with curry powder, I always do some extra turmeric because it's super good for you. I always do some paprika, also super good for you. A hint of cumin. We want it spicy, so that's probably a good amount. Do a little bit of cinnamon as well. And whenever I use cinnamon, I always use a hint of nutmeg there for all those vegetables. That's literally a little bit. So let me just get rubber spatula here to get this all well incorporated and mixed up here. We're basically making like a curry paste. Like a herb curry paste. It smells amazing. And we're honestly probably gonna need some more oil. And I'm gonna get the oven preheating now and get this back into the freezer. All right, I'm gonna put it on 425, and I'm gonna put some more oil in here just so that it's easier to well incorporate with the vegetables, being more of a wetter paste. All right. Smells amazing. All right, y'all. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get the vegetables all spread out. Get all these vegetables all spread out here. We might need a third tray, so let's use this round one here. My other glass pan has the tiramisu in it right now, so yeah, this will work. I want to get all of this stuff in there. It's all good stuff in here. Perfect. So what we want to do is get all this delicious flavor put all over these vegetables. So why don't we do a little brush? So I have a little brush here. So why don't we just start brushing on all this goodness into all these vegetables. And then furthermore, we're gonna incorporate all this seasoning and get it all evenly incorporated with massaging it in with our hands. Putting that little love right into our food before it goes in to cook for us. All these beautifully grown, treasured vegetables. Y'all don't even know. This is about to be a really good recipe. So get it nice and coated there. We're also gonna mix it in, so don't worry about how even it is just yet. Alright, and the last bit here. Let's move this here. Woo. So alright, so I'm going to use the rubber spatula here just to get all this good stuff out of the bowl here. And then try to get this spatula cleaned here. That's pretty good. So what we're gonna do is just get all of these vegetables just well massaged with the curry sauce. It's kind of like a curry paste, I guess, because we made it into a paste with the oil and the other spices. But yeah, y'all, this smells freaking amazing. Just get it all massaged, so all of these vegetables have all those seasonings we want them to cook in and marinate in while they roast. And then once it looks well incorporated, y'all, just give it a flattened pat down, just so that anything that's touching the bottom of the pan is firmly there, so it can get a nice crisp going as it cooks. And this pan here has a lot of the mushrooms and onions, so I'm super excited, y'all. This looks amazing. Just get it all well incorporated here and give it a firm pat down. And same thing over here. Ooh. This one's mostly potatoes. I love it. I love it, guys. I think next time I'll get some more carrots. I personally like a lot of carrots. Alright, y'all, so look at all these vegetables. They are ready to go into the oven. They look amazing. They smell amazing. So let's get them roasting. So we're gonna get these vegetables here in the oven. Just trying to be careful not to burn myself. But we want to get these vegetables roasting, so here they go. Also, y'all, I forgot, we need to get the garlic and the ginger spread evenly on the tops of these vegetables. So as they roast, the aromatics will start to like sweat, which will bring out a lot of the flavors that we want all up in the dish. So I'm just gonna try to get it as even as possible. Here we got some garlic. We got some garlic. Just give this other side some garlic. All right, and we're gonna need some ginger on these ones on the bottom too. So just put some ginger on the top here. I'm so excited, guys. Some ginger over here. And this will get better incorporated once we give the veggies a nice turn. But like the garlic, we just want to get it sweating so that all of the yummy flavors and nutritional benefits will start immersing themselves into the vegetables. So give these ones a little scoop back and top the rest off here. Some ginger all around. Some garlic all around. All right, y'all, that looks amazing to me. I'm gonna get all of these veggies scooted in and then they'll start cooking. I'm so excited. See y'all in a little bit. All right, y'all, let's give this quinoa a little stir just to make sure it's all good. It smells amazing. When rice or quinoa or grains, whatever grains you cook in here, are done cooking, they go on a setting warm, so they're not gonna burn. But yeah, I just wanted to give them a quick stir just to make sure. But I also want to taste it, so. I love it. Not like so flavorful that like you won't get a break from all the flavors that are in the oven right now, but just flavorful enough to where it's not bland. So I love it. I'm gonna put the lid back on the quinoa, and the kitchen's already clean, but we can get making the sauce. The longer the sauce sits, the lemon will kind of like break down, the acidity of the lemon will break down the garlic into the sauce, the flavor. So the longer it sits really is the better. So let's get the sauce moving. All right, y'all, so let's get started on making the sauce. We're actually gonna need the knife again just to slice the lemons. But the first thing we need is a spoon for the tahini. Give it a quick stir here. You want to make sure the oil and the ground sesame seeds are all evenly incorporated. So the sauce is pretty much mostly tahini. So I'm just going to use the rest of this here because everybody loves the sauce. So, and I love the sauce. So I'm just going to use the rest of the tahini here. And we're also going to need salt. Alright, so we have the tahini in here. We have water. We have maple. We have lemon. So I'm going to add the maple first because after making this recipe a few times, I really learned that we kind of need a lot of this maple here. So I'm going to start with about that much. That was probably like almost 1/4 of a cup, but not quite that. We're going to need to add some water. We're going to need to add the garlic, and that's probably a good enough amount of garlic, so I'm going to put the rest of the garlic just in the oven. Wow, this stuff is smelling so good, y'all. It smells amazing. I can smell all of the spices. I can smell the ginger, the garlic, the cinnamon, the curry. Wow, the herbs. I can smell everything. The olive oil. Wow. Everything in this dish is organic, so this is gonna be by far one of the best dishes I've made this year. And it's so many vegetables, man. It's just so good for you. So what we want to do now is get the lemon chopped so we can juice it. And basically, I have one of them citrus juice things where you can like rub it on the top and it like goes down into the bottom compartment. But like, I don't need to do that all that right now. Since I'm just using lemon juice, I'm not making like lemonade or something. I'll just squeeze them. We might actually end up needing a bowl for this sauce because it's gonna end up getting pretty full here. But if I remember correctly, you want to use about 2 lemons worth of juice. Just watch out for those lemon seeds because it won't be very pleasant in the sauce. So what we want to do is just give this a quick stir here, just gently because it's pretty full. But we want to get everything well incorporated. Yeah, we're gonna need to get a bowl, y'all, just because I definitely want it to be a little more smooth, so we're gonna need more water. the maple and the tahini make the sauce pretty thick. But we want it to be a little more runny than that, so. Alright, we're definitely gonna need more water. Just to make the consistency where we want it. Because it's pretty thick. Alright, we got the water mixed in. We're definitely going to need some salt, so let's add the salt before we add any more lemon. By the way, you can use whatever salt you want. I just have kosher salt and Himalayan salt right now, so I've been using Himalayan salt. But yeah, let's just give this its first taste. It's very good, but it's definitely gonna need more lemon. And let's just add this for now though. So like I said, y'all, the garlic is gonna immerse better flavor-wise with the rest of the sauce as the lemon acid kind of breaks it down. So the garlic in the sauce is not gonna be too forward right now. I'm gonna put more maple in there. So that's probably like a fourth of a cup total. Because before it was like just a little bit less than that. Now I would say there's probably a fourth of a cup of the maple syrup. And there's two lemons squeezed. Like half of a head of garlic minced. Like 7 fluid ounces of water and like a tablespoon of salt. So like I said, y'all, I just use my intuition and I use my taste buds just to make the best sauce, best dishes that I can. Get another clean spoon here. Give it a taste. Yep, that's the sauce, y'all. You don't gotta add anything else. That is delicious. This is perfect. Once you taste it, you'll be like, wow, that sauce is amazing. Looking at it, it doesn't look too special, but wow, this sauce is so good. So yeah, y'all, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on this sauce. I promise you, if you make it, you're gonna be like, holy shit, that's good. But I'm gonna get the rest of this stuff all here cleaned up because I like my kitchen clean. So I'll see y'all in a minute. Alright, y'all, We got kitchen all cleaned up here, so all of the dishes are dry in there. But we just wanna give these vegetables a little flip, okay? So here we go. So I'm just using my spatula here just to kind of push up the vegetables, push them up and scoot them over. Just gonna mix them as well as I can without spilling any in the oven, okay, y'all? There's a lot of wonderful juices that are down below underneath these vegetables, but what we want is an even cook of all of these vegetables. So maybe some of these vegetables weren't touching the bottom before, but what we want to do is make sure all of these vegetables are cooking evenly. So we want to get underneath and scoot them over. And that one is pretty good. So we're just going to use the spatula to just kind of flatten it down here. Scoot them in again so we can get the bottom rack moving as well. Alright, so I got the bottom two mixed up as well. But like I said before, y'all, about the garlic and the ginger, now that I turned all the vegetables, that ginger and the garlic, instead of just steaming here in the oven and sweating out the flavors that they present, it's going to be down in the bottom now cooking. So here we go. Veggies are cooking. They almost are done. How we're gonna know if they're done or not is by poking the carrots, really is what I usually use as the tell, because those are gonna be the things that take the longest to cook. Everything else in there is just soaking on up all those flavors and just roasting up, so it's not gonna be a bad thing for the other things to be cooking along with them, but we wanna make sure that the carrots are nice and soft. So that's what we're waiting for. Shouldn't be too much longer. Everything else is ready, so I'll see y'all in a little bit. Alright, y'all, so I'm gonna do the little poke test with the carrots and see where we're at. Oh yeah, they still need time. They are still pretty firm. Let's check on the potatoes. Yeah, the potatoes are still firm too, so yeah. It's gonna need more time, but that's a good way to test where we are in terms of the veggies cooking. But yeah, they don't take all that long. I would say total, they probably take around like 45 minutes in the oven. But yeah, they won't be too much longer. Alright, y'all, let's do another poke test. Camera got all foggy there for a moment. But and let's look for a big carrot. See, it's not the perfect tenderness just yet, but it's getting a lot closer. It's a lot closer than it was a few minutes ago when I last checked. It was like probably 15 minutes ago. Yeah, so we'll still just give it some time. It's smelling freaking amazing in here, but just to keep the process going, let's get the veggies back in there and keep cooking. So it's been about another 10 minutes. So let's get poking into a carrot. Oh my goodness, perfect. Let's check a potato. Oh yeah. All right, veggies are done, y'all. It's time to get all of this out of the oven and assemble. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna start with a little bit of quinoa at the bottom. I'm just gonna eat this before work, so I don't wanna eat too much. But also I haven't eaten anything yet today, so I wanna get a decent amount. I'll probably start with that much quinoa. If I want more, I can always come back and get some. But I want a bunch of vegetables, so I don't want to fill up on quinoa. But yeah, this much quinoa. Let's get some veggies going in the mix here. I want some carrots, potatoes, onions, cauliflower, mushrooms. I want it all, y'all. Let's get some from over here. Oh yeah. I think that's a good amount for me before work. I don't want to be too full. But let's get on into that. Oh, also we could turn the oven off. This sauce is so good, y'all. We should actually give it a good stir before we put some more. Make sure it's evenly incorporated, all the flavors and everything. Get some of that sauce on there. It's super cooling because the dish is spicy. And I'd say that's probably enough. And to top it off, y'all, what we want to put is some hemp seeds. I'll give y'all a look in the window here. Oh my gosh, look at that. We got all those vegetables we prepped up with that amazing sauce over that quinoa with the homemade vegetable stock with the hemp hearts on the top. Wow, y'all, I'm so excited to try this. I'll try it on camera for y'all to let you know how it is. I eat it with chopsticks, so let me get my sticks out. All right, y'all, I gotta try this. I'm hungry, and I want y'all to know how good it is. That is really good. It's spicy, so if you don't want it to be super spicy, don't add as much crushed red pepper. Oh my god, y'all. Let me get some of that quinoa. And the sauce, oh my god. This is so good, y'all. You have to try it. Don't take my word for it. Go ahead and try it. Yeah, it's a lot of prep, but like I did the cauliflower and the broccoli, you can get a lot of stuff already prepped in the frozen aisle. You can really use any vegetables that you like. So don't let the prep kind of stop you from enjoying this dish because it's really good. But I'm gonna get into this dish and I gotta get ready for work in just a few minutes, so I will see y'all soon. But I'm gonna enjoy this and I hope you do too. If you end up making it, tag me in your Instagram story. I'll put my Instagram handle down below in the description. Also comment if you end up liking it. Like I said, it's spicy, so if you don't like spicy, if you don't like that much garlic, lessen those things just a little bit. I use my intuition. I know what I like, so that's how I make it. But I really hope you enjoyed it. It's super good in my opinion, and my friends all love it when I make it for them. So shout out to y'all for inspiring me to get into making this video so the rest of the world can eat it too. But without further ado, I'm gonna smash this shit, and I hope y'all have a good day. Stay hydrated. You're crazy. You're crazy.